All right, guys, we are live, episode 133 of the Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for joining us here. Co-host is in the house today, Nikki Clevenger. What's going on, Nikki?
Woo-hoo. Not much, just hanging out.
Because she got a new backdrop, the reloading machine. She got guns, easy access here. This is exciting. I like it.
My practice targets are here. If you can see them, they're on the walls.
That's a true three-gunner right there. There you go. All right, Jennifer Seymour, what's going on? How you doing?
Hello, everyone.
Nice to have you in there. We got you all bruised up. We don't want to go into that story, but you're still joining us here today, which is awesome.
Of course.
And the people who you are here to see today, and that's Public Relations Manager, Director of Public Relations of Rudy Project North America. That's Devin Johnson's in the house. What's going on, Devin?
Hey, living the dream, man.
It's a pleasure having you here. We're going to talk a lot about Rudy Projects here, so you're the man for the job to talk about all the lens and all the eyewear and all the products that Dewey's bringing to the table today, so we're going to talk about that. Rudy Project's sponsored shooter Charlie Gautier is in the house, and he's fresh off his win at Alabama State Championship.
What's up, guys?
High overall in the house right now. It's like still the adrenaline's still pumping off of that win.
Sure is. It was a fun weekend.
We had Charlie on a long time ago, probably episode 30-ish, 34-ish. He was on with Morgan Allen. He didn't have all the awards stacked up, and now there's a lot more awards in his background now. So
I'm putting a Morgan behind me now.
Yeah. Now he's got a whole little shrine going there. It's very nice. All right, for those who are new to the show, there's a Q&A section in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. You can click that. You can ask your questions here live throughout tonight's show. Also, on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page, there's a post that went live. If you prefer to use Facebook, post your comments on that post, and we'll get those questions out to Devin, Charlie, or if you have any for us, which is rare, we'll get those. We'll answer them live throughout the show. Show sponsors: Tactical Shit, shop.tacticalshit.com. All your tactical shit needs. I know they got the owner of Tactical Shit. His birthday's today, so may the 4th be with you guys. And there's a 10% discount code. I don't know his 10% discount code, but I know ours, and that's TSM10. So it saves you 10% off anything at shop.tacticalshit.com. And for your
that's
latest,
all the time, not just May 4th.
Yeah, that's all the time. Till we know. So all the time, just plug it in and get 10% off anything at shop.tacticalshit.com. For all your, if you want news, tacticalshit.com is their blog, and you can go check that out also. You have Techwear USA for the finest competitive shooting jerseys. They have the tack latch for your AR-15 charging handle. I know they're redoing that. There's a newer one coming out, but they do have one currently on the website. Also, if you single-stack shooters are out there, you know about the TechWell system, which is a magwell and grip system. It's really fly. So check out Techwear USA for your jerseys and your TechWell needs for the single stack. And Brett Russo is always shout out to him for always supporting the show since episode 2. We really appreciate it. We talked about the Q&A section. The Shooter's Mindset app. It's available for iPhone, so in the Apple Store on Android devices in the Google Play Store. Make sure you download that. Watch the show and all the stuff that I put up on the channel at the convenience of your cell phone. And last announcement here, newly launched website, theshootersmindset.com is now. We have blogs. We're getting a store up and going. If you want to read all the cool thing about Jennifer and Nikki, it's all there too. But so we're going to be posting. It's like you can just go to the website now and watch the show instead of having to go click on all these links and go to YouTube and open up this. It's all going to be conveniently on one website. So we're looking forward to that. So go check that out. theshootersmindset.com. All right, let's kick this one off here. Devin, for those unfamiliar with you, tell us a little bit more about yourself and about Rudy Project.
Yeah, so I am, as you said, the Director of Public Relations for Rudy Project North America, and we are the North American distributor of the brand, so that encompasses U.S., Canada, Guam, and Puerto Rico. And for those of you unfamiliar with Rudy Project, it is an Italian-owned and crafted brand started in 1985 in Treviso, Italy, by this guy named Rudy Barbazza. And the kind of fun backstory for it is it actually started on a bet. Him and a friend had a little get-together and were kind of competing with one another over how well they could sell something. And this is 1985, so polycarbonate lenses were just coming out in the market, and his friend bet him, like, I bet you can't sell a sunglass. And he's like, oh, I got this, right? So he started selling a couple, but then he designed one and gave it to his friend, who ended up wearing it in the Tour de France and won that year, got the yellow jersey. So that launched the entire brand, and that was our real original demographic, was in cycling. So Rudy Barbaza, being a passionate Italian cycler himself, like, really brought the brand up in through that and incorporated a lot of features into the eyewear and eventually our helmet line, incorporating full adjustability, some really cool stuff, which I'm sure we'll go into later, like impact-resistant lenses. We call them Impact X. And a while ago, the brand started, like, here in North America. Paul Craig is our president. He was actually working for Bausch & Lomb at the time, and dealing with Ray-Ban. And then he saw this brand Rudy project and was like, wow, this is really interesting, and decided to leave them in order to start the North American division of it. And that was in 97. Started out of his basement here in Denver, hawking stuff at some local cycling events, and it just kind of grew naturally from there. We ended up getting big in triathlon. We've now become the top triathlon helmet at the Ironman World Championships in Kona every year for the last 5 years running. So we've got a lot of accolades in there. But then about a few years ago, after we brought out these photochromatic and really tough lenses called Impact X, we saw a lot of sales happening through Special Operation Forces teams. And so we went to them and said, what's up? Why are you buying in bulk? And they're like, well, your glasses are amazing for shooting. They don't wear on our ears after we're wearing our Ear Pro all day. They're photochromatic. They have all these great features. They're adjustable. So we started, like, looking at the shooting market and thinking, well, there's something here, And being that our glasses were, made for cyclists and triathletes and easily adjustable, it kind of just naturally fit in. So we started going to the SHOT Show, and since then we have seen a huge uptick in the shooting market. And then, of course, we started sponsoring athletes like Charles, and we're just experienced a lot of growth, so it's a lot of fun so far. And I'll be totally forthright with you guys. I come from more of the triathlon background and cycling, and I haven't really been in the shooting, area myself too much. And then just this last year, I started getting into it with my friend, and I'm about to purchase my first gun ever. And I'm debating on which one, but it looks like it might be the 9mm Shield. And yeah, I mean, I hope to get into it more and learn more, but so far the community itself has been, like, really nice. And, meeting with people like you, it's been awesome. Everybody's just so open and cool, and you get to learn a lot really quickly,
There you go. I mean, the helmets are definitely wicked. We're going to talk about the Impact X and the technology that goes into the lenses later on. M&P Shield, first gun. What do you guys think, ladies?
What?
Roast them right now. I don't have no problem with that.
That idea?
What is your intent with your first gun? Is it going to be your first gun that you're going to carry concealed? Is it your first gun that you're going to shoot for fun, possibly get into competition with? What is your intentions with your first gun?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Maybe just some target practice and figure out how good I am. I've just gone out with a couple of guns of my friend and out in the wildlands here in Colorado and just had some fun, and it's been awesome. So I've just been looking for something that felt comfortable, and we just went to a Tanner gun show here in town last weekend, and I just was like, wow, this is like a car show. I can try so many and feel them, and, like, that one fit the best in my hand, but I don't really know. Yeah.
Yeah, go a little bit bigger for your first
Go
gun.
bigger.
Yeah.
Those subcompacts, they're really good to carry, but they're not fun to shoot. And if it's your first gun, you're going to go and you're going to be like, get a bigger.
Oh my! I was like, I'm looking around.
I carry a Glock 26, and I carry for personal protection. But honestly, for shooting, I hate shooting that thing. It just kicks too much. It doesn't have that much weight on it.
Yeah.
If you want something for fun, pick something a little bit mid-size.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little Glock 19.
I say, yeah, if you like M&P or Smith & Wesson, that would be what I'd go with.
Yeah, I get an M&P.
M&P. Glocks fit better in my hands than M&Ps do, so when I got in the 3-gun, I dry fired this gun and a Glock 34, which I don't own anymore, but I like the Glock 34 better. The Glock 34 was actually my first gun, but if you like 9 and you like Smith & Wesson, how it fits in your hand, M&P is what I would go with. on that one.
There you go. I like the shield for CCW. I carry the 43, which
I
is
carry 43. Actually, I got it on right now. I think.
which is very similar. There you go. Oh, views. Views are going on.
Y'all see it?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, so the 43 and the shield are very, very similar in size and weight and stuff like that. So, we're really good purchase for CCW and carrying.
43. How much smaller it is than the M&P.
Stick with us and you learn a few things.
Yeah, please. Thank you. This is good knowledge.
And he's gonna school us now on technology.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, if you want to lend, I'm your guy.
Yeah, there you go. Charlie, so we talked about briefly here that you're fresh off the Alabama State high overall championship. Tell us what you thought about the match. How'd the match go for you?
The match was great. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Kevin Collins and the guys from Alabama Gun Club. They put an amazing match. We had a lot of movers, drop turners, go away targets. We had a lot of pneumatics, sensors everywhere. So every time you move by something, you activated targets on the other end. It was a fast match. Nothing tricky about it. A lot of no shoots in between. Straightforward match. I did great. I put all into it. Came a little bit cocky, honestly, from Puerto Rico and shooting with Bob Vogel for a day. Learned a lot from Bob that day and put it to practice in that match. Paid off big time. Won high overall by nothing from Ken Park. He shot a hell of a match. What is to say? I mean, I love the country. I love going to Alabama. It's my second match there. Last year I finished first place behind Daniel Horner. Figure that. And this year I was able to pull high overall and win my division, and I came home super happy. I'm glad to be back at the range. I missed a lot last year, and trying to make it up this year.
Yeah, that makes the drive, because we're not that far from Alabama here in Florida. That makes the drive all the worth it when you're coming home with some hardware and shooting a really good match, winning by a decent margin. That makes the drive back a hell of a lot better.
It's a real long drive home for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels a lot better when you're winning. You have something to talk about on the way back instead of losing and talking about that. But I shot the Alabama State match probably like 2 years ago. Same people who's running it. Fantastic match. It's probably one of the few matches, or the only match that I can think of, where they kind of have these sensors, kind of like a laser beam, if you call it that. It's like as soon as you trip it, it'll activate targets. So just your movement activates targets. So I haven't seen that. Usually there's steel you have to shoot that'll disengage targets and swingers and drop turns and stuff like that. So the whole motion sensor thing and the movers, they really put on a solid match. The match food is on point too. Oof. Oh man, it's almost like you don't want to eat it because you still have to shoot the other half of the match.
Yeah, after lunch, for some reason you get slow. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Especially when you're eating those baked beans and that pork and all that stuff that they got going on in there.
Have you seen the cake they had this year? They had the cake with all the sponsors' logo on it.
Oh, very nice and hot.
Big mud cake. I mean, oh my God! And you have to keep shooting him, 6 more stages after that.
Good stuff here. We're going to get back a little bit towards the Puerto Rico match and the Alabama State match here in a few. So we're going to move on with this one here. And guys, get your Q&A in. We always enjoy that stuff. Always keeps the show running. As I see a lot of Rudy Project sponsored shooters. Kind of like at every match, there's somebody that's sponsored by Rudy Project. There's a lot of international guys that come to matches that you see they're sponsored by. A lot of big name pro shooters sponsored by Rudy Project. What does the team offer, and in the eyes and in your eyes, how does the shooters help the Rudy Project brand? We can start with Devin, then Charlie. You can kind of work your way in here.
Well, the most critical thing for us has always been athlete feedback. So, while I said that we came into the shooting market because our glasses were well adaptable, we've always taken feedback from them very critically, and then we immediately implement it. And what's really nice, again, because I don't think I mentioned it, but the whole company is very, very flat. All right, and it's still owned by the same family. Rudy Barbaza passed it on to his two sons, Cristiano and Simone. They own the company. They haven't sold out to any big manufacturers or anything. Everything is still manufactured in Italy. I know the lead designer, David. We've met several times. Everybody is really, really pals with each other. So whenever an athlete passes on information to me or anybody else within the organization, we're able to like really quickly send it over and say like, hey, look, here's some ideas for the next model. They can turn around new prototypes very rapidly. So we've come out with a couple of shooting specific models in the past. One of them, for instance, was the Air Blast, which was this massive face shield. I mean, this thing covered basically your whole head. And the hilarious part is it actually ended up getting really popular amongst triathletes because it could keep them in a very aero position and keep the wind off of them as well. But shooters loved it because an absolutely massive peripheral vision that you could see. So from my perspective, the best thing about teams and sponsored athletes is just, first of all, getting the critical feedback that we need in order to design better projects and products and keep evolving our line. But then also to create content and get their story out there. And what I love about public relations in my job is that I get to talk with athletes from a huge diverse field constantly. So you guys, for instance, and what I want to know is what makes a person tick? Like, why do you get up at 5 a.m. and go jump in a cold pool, or go out to the range every day and work on your line of sight and work on what makes you passionate about your sport? And then I want to take that and transmute it through creative content into ways that other people can understand what's interesting about your sport. So I oftentimes will be talking with shooters such as yourselves, or athletes, triathletes, cyclists, cross-country skiers, and writing content articles about what they do. How is it different from another sport? Like, where do you, focus your energy in? And the beauty in that, I think, is that when you understand people a little bit more, when you kind of like, take a minute and appreciate their passion, then when you go to something that you don't necessarily know about, like even an opera or a ballet, you can appreciate the amount of time and energy that was put into something that somebody's doing. And it becomes beautiful. It elevates the entire thing. So I love communicating with people. And again, that's what teams and sponsored athletes do with me, is that I'm able to reach out and activate so many athletes and get to know them on a very personal basis and then share their story with the world.
Yeah, definitely. Charlie, you want to add anything in here? Being part of Rudy Project teams, being out there, shooting the match. How has their product kind of helped you?
Well, honestly, I came from Oakley. I was using Oakley before, and I had this problem. I had clear lenses or I had dark lenses, and there was nothing in between. I think it was Morgan Allen that introduced me to Rudy, and he showed me his radon kit, and I took a look at it, and I was like, oh, wow, like, where have this been all my life? I have every single lens that I need. I have clear, I have yellow, I have copper color. I mean, every single light condition that I have in a range, I have in one single kit. And I like their product so much that I contacted them for sponsorship directly, and the person that was in charge at the time, she liked my resume, and I started working with them. Right now, I wear several of their designs for the range. I can't really say enough good things about them. They're light, they're comfortable, the light transmission is amazing. They protect your eyes, in case of a ricochet comes back, and I have had it happen before where a bullet hits me in my face, coming back from a steel target or something like that. Yeah. So I feel comfortable enough that, my eyesight is protected while I'm shooting. Yeah. They're perfect. They're made for us. I use the radon kit, and the radon kit has every single light condition that I want. If there's something in the kit that I don't want, I can go to the website and pick pretty much anything that I want as far as light transmission. My fiance just got a new set, and she's getting her prescription on it as well. That's something you can do with the radon kit as well. Every single person that I've met and I've shown them the glasses, they go ahead and they buy a pair. They just keep growing and growing and growing, and I see less and less other brands on the ranges, and I see more Rudy everywhere.
Right on. Yeah, you mentioned Morgan Allen, because I trained with Morgan Allen, and one thing he did was he looked at everybody's eyewear and he took off his, and he's like, everybody look through these, and then if anybody who runs a red fiber front sight, I don't know exactly, I don't want to say something that wasn't, but with the lenses that he had on there, and I'm pretty sure it's the same one that you have, Charlie.
He uses the copper ones, and honestly, they're called Raging Bull, the color. And honestly, your fiber optic looks this big, in front of you when you wear these glasses. You can wear any other glasses and take them off for a second, put these ones on, and you're gonna see how your red dot looks really, really big in front of you.
Yeah.
And that's one of the first things he told me as well.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say big, but when I look through it obviously the fiber optic.
It just pops up more.
It just pops, man. It's just it's almost like you're looking through like an aim point now.
Yeah.
And it's just a solid red, clear, crisp dot from your front fiber optic on your pistol, and that kind of I was like, whoa, these things are, I'm an Oakley guy, still am. A casual wear, I get the brand it's got me hooked. And when you joined the Rudy project, you're like, dude, I had the same pair you're wearing. You got to get these, right? And I remember you saying, all right, I'm going to sell my Oakley so I can buy a pair.
I remember having that conversation with you. Yeah, I remember that. And the thing is, the sun doesn't bother me. Usually I was changing. I had 2 pairs of Oakleys. I had one clear and one dark, and I had to be switching in between stages depending on where I'm at. Some stages you have more shade than others. Some stages you're shooting in front of the sun. And with this ones, I don't have to change lenses. I mean, it still protects me from sunlight, and I can still see the targets clearly. Everything is right crystal clear in front of me without all the light transmission on it.
Yeah, definitely. And I have 2 separate pairs of Oakley. So I have one with a I don't even know what kind of lens it was. So like you said, I usually wear the clear ones, but if the sun's like right in your face, I just take those off and pop on the other ones. But 2 pairs when you start, because the lenses are really expensive in itself. So I'm like, screw it, I'll just buy a whole nother set.
Yeah.
Of eyewear.
You were mentioning about casual wear, and the funny thing is that Rudy sent me some casual glasses, and I never tried them before. They sent me this pair, and I don't use my Oakleys anymore. These things are polarized. They're super light, super comfortable, and I actually have to keep them away from my fiance. She steals them from me all the time. I'm going to have to get her a pair. They have an amazing casual line as well. So Rudy Project is this small company that everybody thinks it is, and they're huge. They have so many products for everybody, for every single sport. I actually was working in Texas a few years ago, and I bumped into one of their triathlon sponsor athletes. They're very big into sports, and they give so much to their sports, pretty much. They sponsor triathlons, they sponsor mountain bikers, they sponsor shooters. I mean, they like to give back, and they're everywhere. Every time that I ask them to sponsor a match, they're there. They barely say no.
Yeah. I mean, fishing, golf, I mean, it's kind of like Olympic sports. I mean, it's all there if you go to the website, which I didn't know, because I do at least a little bit of research. Maybe some people don't think I do, but on the guess, I'm like, oh, they do fishing stuff? Because, I got a little side hobby on the fishing stuff when I can.
They have helmets, too, for bicycles. Yeah. I mean, amazing helmets. I mountain bike as well. I'm picking up one of their full-face helmets. They're just such a diverse company, and like Devin said, I mean, they're just family-owned, and they like to take care of their people.
The real question is, do y'all have sunglasses that'll make Anthony's fish look like this?
I've got sunglasses that X-ray straight through the water, and you see it exactly there. And then when you pull out a little minnow that big, it'll be huge.
Yeah,
there
well,
you go, Anthony.
It's all about the angle, man. It's all about the selfie angle. I can make a 2-pound bass look like a 7-pounder.
Yeah, just put her in front of you. There you go.
Yeah, indeed. Right on. Nikki, you had a couple questions lined up here in the notes. You want to?
Yeah, I got one that's not in the notes first. I'm looking at y'all's website, and I play volleyball, and y'all have beach volleyball sunglasses.
Uh-huh. Again,
I mean...
Somebody tagged me today.
What makes specific to volleyball? Like, what makes them specific?
Well, honestly, it's adaptability. So a huge amount of our line are completely adaptable to whatever sport you're doing. And that's, again, how we got into shooting in the first place. I have a pair right here with me, our brand new Trailix. These are our shield-style sunglasses. Since we've released these, the amount of overwhelming positive reviews we've had on them has just been insane. But I'll just give you a quick demo of what makes our sunglasses, in my opinion, just stand out amongst a lot of other brands, and that's the adjustability. So This pair you could use for shooting, you could use for volleyball, you could use for downhill mountain biking, cross-country skiing, you name it. And the reason is that these temple arms, okay, so I'm going to come in here and maybe you can see these guys. The front part of this temple arm, and what's ubiquitous across our entire performance line, is adjustability. So there's actually a copper beryllium alloy metal strip right here in the front part of it, so you can pull this down and completely adjust it any way you want. And so you can wrap these suckers around the back of your head, you can push them in toward the back of your head, and if you open up the nose bridge, and again the nose piece here too has that same copper beryllium alloy in there, so you can really open it up and let these glasses sit really close to your face, really tight on your head, and they won't come off. So if you're downhill mountain biking, they're gonna stick to your face. But if you want something a little bit looser and more relaxed, you just open them right back up when you go out golfing, when you go out doing whatever. Hey, there's the Trailix again.
Hey, I got a question. People were asking me, and I meant to ask Paul, but this is something really cool that a lot of people don't know about these glasses. They become dark in sunlight. What's that technology? I don't know what it's called. I gave these glasses to my son for the range to try out one day, and all of a sudden I asked him, "What do you get another set of glasses for?" And they actually turn dark. You mind telling us, Devin, about it?
Yeah, that's it's called photochromatic technology. It's not exclusive to us. A lot of brands have it, frankly. I just think we have a really cool, anchor on it, and that is that our photochromatic particles, so literally the molecules and little particles that are sitting in the substrate, we put them throughout the entire lens. So a lot of places what they'll do is they'll take a polycarbonate lens, for instance, and then they'll apply a film to either the front or the back of it, and that film has these photochromatic particles. Now how those work is that as photons are coming in and striking them, it ends up raising the electron on like the outer shell of it up a level, and then as it drops, it tends to release some thermal energy and turn that photochromatic particle. So as these things turn, it literally changes the opacity of the lens and makes it darker or lighter depending on the lighting situation where you are. The difference though is that instead of a film applied to them, our lenses, which are Impact X, and they are all photochromatic, we literally put that particle throughout the entire substrate. So you cannot scratch or nick that transition off of there. If you manage to scratch or nick these, by the way, also we have a lifetime lens warranty, but just throwing that out there. But my favorite thing about these lenses of all time, and when I go to shows, in particular like SHOT Show, anytime I do this demonstration, people's eyes just pop out of their head and we get like pickup like that, and it is literally that. So these lenses, you cannot break.
That's crazy.
You can wail on these with a hammer. You can do anything you want to these, and they are not going to break. And if you ever do manage to scratch or nick them or do anything, you send them in the mail to us, plus a nominal fee. I think it's like $25. We'll send you a brand new pair of lenses, and that's for life. So if you can have the same pair for 20 years, and we'll keep replenishing them. It's not where other brands, and I'll just say straight out, I used to be an EMT and a 911 dispatcher, and so I got a discount on another big brand who I loved, but I buy a brand new pair, put them in my pocket, and then ding them on a wall or something, and I contact them, and they're like, "So sad, too bad." I'm like, man, And
now you gotta pay $1. Now you gotta pay $120 for a new one.
Or $90 on eBay. Still $90 for a new pair.
Yeah.
Lenses.
Yeah, you always got to go to eBay, and if it's that much on eBay, you know what I mean? Damn, that's kind of tough, Tough on anybody.
If you go to the store, they want to charge you $120 for a replacement lens.
And we're taking a wild guess. He didn't say the name. We're taking a wild guess here. I take a pretty good guess because I kind of know.
Hey, we're being nice.
Yeah, we're being. All right, so we're gonna move in here to the discount corner. Devin, I know we talked a little bit earlier. I don't know if you have a discount code on any of the eyewear we're talking about. If you do, discount corner, we can get it out.
What I would like to do is tell everybody to go visit our website. Our consumer website is e-rudy.com, e-rudy.com. And as soon as you get there, a splash page will load up and it says enter your email. Join our email list. We have amazing deals that are coming out all the time, and I'm pretty sure within about the next week or two, we're going to have something really awesome. So I would highly recommend going and signing up for our email list. And if you are interested in sponsorship, that is totally available too. You can find the information on that website as well about how you can contact us, and we're open to it. Please hit us up, send us some information, and we'll reach out and discuss with you, just like we did with Charles. And I'm really happy you contacted us.
There you go. So definitely join the emails list. He says it's something big, so there could be a huge discount coming in the mail right there. Discount code on our end. Jen, you want to start us off here?
Sure. We have Carbon Arms for all your shotgun needs. They have other stuff besides shotgun caddies, but they have the most awesome shotgun caddies. They're my favorite. And jihad vests and all kinds of other fun things. But you can get 10% off with TSM10 on their website, and the website is carbonarms.us. Right, Anthony? You're the one that remembers those.
Yeah.
And Samson Manufacturing is also 10% off. You can get, I love their scope mounts. That's my favorite thing from them. But they have all kinds of things coming out. And their discount code is 10% off with TSM10. And their website is samson-mfg.com, right?
Samson
I can never remember the dot.
It's a little bit tough. Samson-mfgpro.com. 10% off. Right there. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. All right, on my end, what do I have? We talked about a little bit earlier. Shop.tacticalshit.com. TSM10. 10% off your entire website. They got everything over there. Clothing, mounts, sharp knives. They got it all. So TSM10 is going to really save you on over there. I got FortMillMunitions.com. TeamFMM.com is another way to get there. TSM5 will save you 5% off all your ammunition needs. So all handgun ammunition, 940, 45. I believe they got 380 in stock. They're dabbling in some 38 Super, but they have them preloaded to minor or major power factor. So for those of you guys who don't reload and are starting to get into the competitive side where you're being real competitive, getting to the higher levels, you know that at least in IDPA, you probably want to run a safe minor load. And if you don't reload, Fort Mill Munitions is a good way to get it right out the box, ready, set, go, guaranteed to make chrono too. So there you go. DeweyRods.com is TSM15, so you need to find us cleaning rods, patches, jags. They got it all, 12 gauge, AR-15, AK-47s, long guns. DeweyRods.com, TSM15 saves you 15% off. I got Terran Tactical Innovations. This is always popular. They're coming out with always new products. They just have like a new Glock 43 base pad. Nikki, you have one on there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not cool enough indeed. So that's TSM.
But yes, they have the new +3. No, I don't think anybody else has a +3 right now. I only have a +2 on mine right now.
There you go. So +3 Glock 43 base pad. That bumps it up to what? 7, 8, 9. That's like 10 rounds total now, I think.
That's a lot for that little gun.
Yep.
Yeah, indeed. So
yeah, don't take me off because I have 10 chances to hit you.
And that's TerranTacticalInnovations.com, TSM10. And then we have last one for today, Tactical, umtactical.com, TSM10 for they have universal optics mounts, holsters, and apparel over there. They also have the new Rage compensator, which is a fully adjustable AR-15 comp for your AR-15 rifle. Very sweet. A lot of people are using it now. It's really starting to make waves. So 10% off will save you if you're looking for that comp. All right, Nikki, you had one question in the notes you want to hit. We get back into eyewear.
They kind of answered some of it. So when you're searching for glasses online, Oakley Tombstones average about $200. ESS anywhere from 100. I think Optics Planet's most expensive ESS pair was 171. Y'all's range from shooting specific range from $275 to $400. That's like 1,000 rounds of 223.
Yeah.
It's funny how we associate all prices.
That's a match fee and a trigger. Like that's gun part money.
That's how shooters think about things, right there. If it's too much money, like I can buy like 2,000 rounds with that.
Yeah, if my daughter calls me and asks me, "Hey, Daddy, can I have $80?" I'm like, "No, that's 1,000 rounds of bullets."
Yeah, indeed.
So when you're explaining the technology and showing the lens bending and everything like that, it kind of justifies it. But what $400? Justify that for me.
Absolutely, it can range up, and when you get into the higher line like that, we have models, and I think what you're looking at maybe at that $400 range is a model which comes with multiple lenses in it.
Yeah,
So
because that's what price
y
wise when I was looking online. I tried to keep them all the same, but yeah, it has like three or four different color lenses in it.
It actually comes with five. It comes with one on the glasses and four spare lenses.
There you go.
Think about it this way. If you buy a set of Oakleys, let's say M frame for shooting, it costs you $230, $250, around that price range, retail. And it comes with one set of lenses. This one costs you 370 something, but comes with five set of lenses. How many each one of these lenses? How much it costs you from Oakley?
But like $120, $100 around
So
there.
add it up. So now you have a $370 pair of lenses that cost more than $600 worth of lenses. I have green, I have clear. I mean, I have every single lens that I want or need for the range. That's the way I look at it. When anybody tells me, well, they're $370, I'm like, okay, but you're gonna spend $250 in a pair of Company X, and you're gonna buy another lens for it, and now you're up to the same price or a little bit higher.
Yeah, and something I want to reiterate too is that we really stand behind our products. There's no BS about that. Um, that's why we offer a lifetime lens warranty. 100%. You ever damage that, you scratch it, you nick it, which is arguably very hard to do with our Impact X lenses. Send that in, you get a brand new pair. And that's for life. And we have a 3-year frame warranty on all of our frames. You run over it with your car, your dog chews on it, whatever happens to that.
That'd be
send
Nikki.
Chew on them. I don't know if he'd chew on them though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we completely stand behind our product, and everything is crafted in Italy. When these sunglasses they come out, I've been over there and been through our warehouse. They're sitting back there with white gloves and manufacturing and putting together every little piece of them. To give you an idea, we just released a new sunglass called the Synform. This is a completely folding sunglass where it folds up into a shape about that big. More targeted toward the cycling market, but that sunglass in of itself has 35 pieces, and every single one of those is hand tightened. It's put together. Some of our casual line, we literally like sand down and like respray and put acrylic on top of it and do all these funky things to it. But we don't have manufacturing plants all across the world just pumping these suckers out for pennies. They are really taking the time and energy, and I can definitely say, it sometimes it pushes back product launches. Sometimes, it comes out higher price than we expected. But we're going to do everything we can to deliver the absolute best quality product. And that's why I love the brand, is that there's I don't feel like there's any of this like two-faced kind of thing. It's really, we care about the athlete. We want their experience to be the best. And we pride ourselves on our customer service. If you ever call our customer service, they immediately help you out. They try and fix any problem if you have it and get you a new pair of lenses exactly, if you have a problem with them or whatever. And that's part of it. Another is that technology, which we were discussing earlier, the Impact X lenses. That technology itself is it was originally developed for Apache helicopter windshields, and those lenses, just to give you a little background, they're not high pressure injection molded like polycarbonate lenses. Now, we have polycarbonate lenses, everybody else does as well, but Impact X is actually a polyurethane lens, and it has to be casted. So we actually have a mold, and you have to pour a little bit in there, let it set for a while, pour a little bit more, and keep doing that over and over and over. It's not like stamp, it's done. So every little bit of that, and then the R&D, the athlete feedback, everything we take into account, it just makes everything, cost a little bit more. But in my opinion, you get what you paid for with us.
Yeah, exactly. When you started bending the lens and bending all the stuff in the back, I'm like, oh, well, that's where it comes from. Now I can.
Just didn't want to
now I
ask
can
the
justify.
question. I was like, well, you can bend the lenses in half. That's.
Yeah, right. I mean, how can you?
Is that
I mean,
all of the lenses are like that?
It is not. It's our Impact X line. So those will be the photochromatic lenses. Again, we have polycarbonate lenses for a lot of our other sunglasses, and they're wonderful too. We high pressure injection mold those. They're very sturdy. They're very tough, very scratch resistant. But the Impact X is where you get that, completely bendable. I wouldn't recommend this, like taking your lenses and doing this, by the way. But this is a demonstration at least to show you what can happen here. And what's nice is that I have, managing our social media, I see comments all the time and get written to by people who are like, dude, you won't believe what happened. I was at the range and I've gotten pictures of this guy who literally had fragments sticking out of his lens, and other people showing me like indents on there from where a scope came right back at them. So, we are very much there for iPro. Like, I don't think there's anything more important, honestly, than your eyes and your safety. That's why, and coming into the gun community myself right now, I'm learning a lot about this, where you want to exercise safety because, man, there's no second chance. So, that's part of it, that iPro, that ear pro, take every precaution you can. And I think a lot of people oftentimes skip over iPro because they go and buy a gas station pair of sunglasses for $10 because in their mind they're always thinking, well, I lose them, or I scratch them really quick, or I break them in half, so why would I invest several $100s in a pair of sunglasses? And it comes down to the quality, what they're going to do for you, how they're going to protect you, and also literally there is a mental thing where when you buy something, when you make an investment like this, you're not going to just throw it up on your dash when you're done with it at the end of the day. You're going to put it back in your case. You're going to take more, better care of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and there's glasses that you can sit on them. How many people have their prescription pair just sat on them? Boom, the frame's cracked. Now you got to go through all that designer frame, whatever. If it's Gucci, that's expensive. You know what I mean? So
here's
you don't have
what I need you to do. I need you to make some kid-size ones.
Do they have kid size? No kid size?
Well, because I wear Oakley's, the kids version. Because any other pair of glasses that I have ever put on, I look like a bug. It sticks out to here because I'm very narrow right here. I have a very long, narrow face. And I look like a bug. I look like, those big glasses you get when you're a kid?
Water bug.
That's what I look like in all the glasses. And I actually had a pair of Rudy glasses, and I don't remember which ones they were, but they say they're small framed, and I got them, and I look like a bug.
While you're making kids' glasses, I'm going through your shooting product line. I need rimless. I need something that doesn't have the bar across the top. The Air Blast, kinda, but they still have like a strip here. When I'm shooting rifle and I need to look up for anything, I don't want that bar in my line of sight, and I can't seem to find on y'all's website anything that's frameless.
Absolutely. And the reason we actually include that brow bar in the top of the Air Blast, like you brought up, that's in order to pull sweat away. So if you have a straight shield sitting against the top of your forehead, as sweat comes down, it could come down onto the interior of the lens and then augment your vision.
I'm a girl. I don't sweat.
But what we do is,
we glisten.
I'm gonna say I glitter.
Glow. The nose pieces on our performance sunglasses. So I totally understand. If you're down in a prone position, the last thing you want is this brow bar to be in the top of your vision. What you do is you push this nose piece together just slightly like that. And as soon as that nose piece is together, it's going to push the entire sunglass up and off your face a little bit. You're not going to have that there anymore. So in regards to smaller frames and lenses, we do have several versions available. What we'll do is, like, for instance, the Trailix, which I have right here, we have the Trailix SX, which has a different cut on the lens. But again, with those adjustable temple tips, you bring the entire thing in like that. And if you are having, difficulty with one of our pairs of sunglasses, or you ordered something and you're finding it's not fitting correctly, we have a 90-day money-back exchange for everything. So you can hot swap out several pairs at a time. Or if you happen to be at an event and we're there, I thoroughly encourage you to come by and try on several pairs and mess around with them.
There you go, Nikki. You just got to adjust the nose piece, man. That's it.
Yeah, the bar on the top doesn't bother me, but looking like a bug does.
For some reason, I've never shot with glasses on that have that bar across the top.
My Oakleys have a bar just across the top, but nothing on the bottom. I don't like a rim on the bottom. But
I don't even know anymore.
I'm not terribly vain, but I don't like to look like a bug.
I don't care. I'm on the range, man. Even though I do care about fashion on the range,
Well, and
I
joke that I look like a bug, but it's also an issue because trying to deal with hat And if I have glasses out to here, I'm trying to deal with a hat and shouldering a rifle, and I don't have to worry about the ears because I don't wear muffs. I wear the little molded ones. But still, with the hat and the glasses, they end up all fighting if it's too big. And so I found my kids actually one day were like, "Mom, try these kid glasses on, hee hee hee," and I tried them on, and they were like, "Those actually look good, Mom. You need to buy them." And they were cheaper than the adult version that was just like it. So I was like, "Yeah, I think I will." So that's what I shoot in. So y'all need to get, because like I said, I have a pair of Rudy's, but I don't ever wear them.
Well, if you don't, again, call our customer service. They'll send you out a brand new pair of something else. They'll recommend a few different models that might work for a smaller face. But I think the most important thing, regardless, is if you're buying Rudy or anyone else, is to be wearing iPro. You know, I like our brand, but if you find another that is suited for what you're doing and it's working well for you, then there might not be any reason to change. There might not be any reason to go with us. You know, frankly, it's more important that you're protected than you're buying Rudy Project.
I think you need to make little ones for us women, littler than what your little ones are.
There you go, Devin, a new business idea.
There you go.
We're just dropping ideas. Like, here you go, free.
I'm serious. That probably would. I'm not the only female that has trouble with this.
No. Honestly, you're not the first
you really,
one.
honestly, probably, if like you advertised small glasses aimed at women, like for small framed faces, you would probably sell a lot of them.
Faces.
No, honestly,
You
Devin,
just call them the
she's-
Jennifer, and I'll just take a 10% loyalty on the $400 glasses, and we'll be good.
But she's the second female that has mentioned the size of the glasses as well. I had another local shooter, Alexandra, that she asked me for the same. She wanted this kit, and she asked me about, you know, if they made them a little bit smaller because they were a little bit big for her. So you might have.
I'll send you back my Rudies that I have, and y'all make a prototype and send them to me in place of those, and I'll test them for you. See?
Dang,
Well,
there it is.
We have in several of the line, like for instance the Trailix, we have the Trailix SX, which is a smaller version. We have the Ride-On 2, which is a smaller version. But
I think that's what I have.
The Ride-On 2?
I think.
It might be the Ride-On, and that would be a larger lens, which would then, you know, come down into the nosepiece area and maybe resting on your cheek like that. And if that's the case, yeah, we can hot swap those out and try something else. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We don't. We need to. You know, I'll say this frankly, we are getting ready to do a big website relaunch pretty soon here, because our UI and just explaining the features and benefits and what different sunglasses we have, because we have a lot, is a little, you know, hard to navigate right now. So that's why we're investing in doing a lot right now to make that experience a lot easier. And that's why, you know, I so thoroughly encourage people to see us at shows, because that is the point when you can try several different simultaneously. You can really see the brand, and every time that somebody actually gets these into their hand, that's when it clicks. You know, that's when you go, ah. And when I first came to the company and I got them, I was like, this is what I should get when I pay that much. You know, not what I was before.
Right on. So we're learning a lot here. We're learning about the technology here. We're getting some feedback from the ladies here, some valuable feedback on some size and some
Girls
no
like to
brows.
shoot too.
Yeah, there you go.
Fastest growing sector in the firearms industry.
Right on. Let's switch it. Let's switch it a little bit back to shooting here, and then we're gonna go to what do I have here? Lightning round. Okay, so Charlie, me and you both shot with Bob Vogel at the 2016 Pan American IDPA match, which was in Puerto Rico. So traveling to Puerto Rico, we hit on this a little bit when we had you on the show last time with Morgan Allen. I've done some live streams on it because there's an awful lot of confusion when it comes to traveling to Puerto Rico. I think some people just think it's like an international deal and it's a big pain. So let's talk about traveling to Puerto Rico, how that match go, and shooting with Bob Vogel in the squad.
Well, traveling to Puerto Rico firearms is fairly easy. They do have a lot of gun laws. Don't get me wrong. Their gun laws are as strict as any other bad state like New York or California. But they have ways around it, especially for shooting sports. The MD in Puerto Rico is Max Rivera. He's got a great relationship with the Puerto Rico Police Department over there. So basically, you just sign up for the match, you fill out the paperwork, and Max is going to do all the process for you. He's going to get you a temporary license for your firearm. You're going to travel to Puerto Rico like any other state. You're just going to check your firearms in the check luggage and pretty much just go to Puerto Rico. As soon as you get to Puerto Rico, he's going to have your actual ID with you. He's going to email you a copy. So you have a copy before you get to the island. As soon as you check into the range, he has a license for you. It's a temporary license. It's only good for a few days while you're there for the match. If you decide to make a vacation out of it and you want to stay a few days later, just let him know, and he will make the arrangements for you. It's fairly easy, no big issues, no big problems, just like any other match.
Yeah, it's just like any other match, exactly. There's no difference in airlines. You just stick to the airline rules, TSA rules, and you're pretty much good to go. The only difference is filling out paper. The paperwork you fill out in 5 minutes. It's just like your name, your address, you know.
Serial number of the firearm, firearms
Yeah.
that you're taking, caliber, and things like that. They want to know what's coming into the island. That's about it.
And that's about it. And then boom, you're good to go. The hospitality there is amazing. These guys, treat you like they're your brother, man. Food, coming to my house, food's on that, just amazing food, by the way. And then the island is just stellar, a beautiful island. So you're getting kind of best of both things, shooting a match and visiting a beautiful place.
It's a great match. I mean, if you haven't done it, you're missing out big time. You should include it at least one year. Just go 1 year and check it out. Think about this. You have Bob Vogel, you have Tom Yost from Smith & Wesson, and you have Max Rivera setting up stages. A lot of people don't know Max, but Max is one of those guys that he travels all over the U.S. and he's shooting matches everywhere, even outside the U.S. I think I saw him the other day going to some Caribbean island in the middle of nowhere. Never heard of the place. He was shooting a match over there. So Max gets all these ideas from all these matches that he travels, and he picks up from this range and that range, and he got together with Bob Vogel, he got together with Tom Yost, and honestly, they designed the hardest match that I've ever shot in my life. There were some stages that just gave me anxiety. I didn't know how to attack it. Vogel got a little bit jumpy in one of those stages too. Vogel is he likes to be in control. He likes to know what he's doing. And it was one of those stages that they switch good guys and shoots and no shoots before you shoot, and you didn't know what you were shooting at before you walk into the stage. They did an amazing match. I mean, they have the climate, they have the space, they have the range, they have a big mountain as a berm behind them. The people are amazing. They make sure you feel welcome. They make sure you feel like you're part of the group. And shooting with Bob Vogel for an entire day, I can't tell you, what a great experience that was. Vogel is one of those grounded people that he's amazing at what he does. He's down-to-earth guy. Me, Yost, and Kafia, Mac's daughter, had the opportunity to go out one night and hang out, and just picking his brain, just watching him shoot, talking stages with him all day. I learned more in those 2 days that I've learned in the last year or so.
Yeah.
Vogel is an encyclopedia of shooting. I mean, he's amazing. That's why he's the best.
He gave you a little bit of school on that. There was that stage with all the targets at once, and he's like, I think some people were attacking it with one-handed shooting because the target came so quick.
Yeah, I made the mistake of attacking one-handed, and I missed the target completely. By the time I went to that target, he was gone. And Vogel just smoked that stage.
And then he just told, after the fact's done, he's like, dude, it's just a little bit slower if you shoot one-handed, then you have to come to your two-hand grip again. There's that time from here to here. It's like, you know what I mean? It's all tenths of a second, man. That all matters, man. It's crazy how...
Well, it's like I tell people, look at my scores in Alabama State. I finished 240.02, and Ken Park finished 240.98. I mean, talk about tight. That's why I tell people every second counts. When you're competing, every second counts, because at the end of the match, you have no idea what the scores are going to stand like.
Yep, indeed.
Bob was at the Lady 3-gun, the first one back in 2014, like my first bigger match ever. And we were walking stages, and he was walking with Jessica, telling her how he would shoot them. And he's like, well, on this stage, I would do this, and then I'd go over there and do that. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, but we're not you.
Hey, I'm going to say this.
No way that would work for me.
I'm going to say this out loud. I got Bogle in one stage. Out of 16 stages, I got him in one, and I'm taking that to the grave. because I've been
Yeah,
provoked with
it is.
one stage.
You should.
Yeah,
Like
it
I have
should.
one
After
stage
that,
in
I said, I'm going
War Sport.
home. I don't want to shoot anymore. I'm just going to mess it up. It's everything downhill from here.
In
Yeah.
War Sport last year, I had one stage that my partner and I beat Jerry and Kay Michalik. And like on the scores, it's like Seymour Froelich, Michalik, Michalik. I like took a picture of it on my phone. I took a screenshot because it'll probably never happen again. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Somebody maybe hogtied them, and they had to untie first before they could start shooting. But we beat them on that stage, and I was so stoked.
Hey, it counts. One stage counts. I don't care if you beat me by 40 seconds at the end of the match, but I got you in one single stage.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, it's always the Micheliks. It's always if you can come even close to them, it's a kind of achievement in itself.
Maybe go look. Maybe I beat him on a stage at War Sport. I've been living my whole life a lie, not knowing if I beat the Micheliks in a stage or not.
There you go. All right, so we're going to move on here to the lightning round for Devin and Charlie. Quick answers, real quick. Kind of silly, one or the other type of stuff. So if you're going into a Mexican restaurant, you can only order one or the other. Is it taco or burritos? Devin, we'll start off with you.
Taco.
Charlie.
Taco.
Man, I don't know. It's close. I don't know. I like him too much. All right. Toilet paper. All right. Do you like the flap over the top or underneath the roll?
If you put the flap underneath the roll, you're not even my friend. I don't want to know you.
I agree.
Mm-mm.
On top, always.
I don't care, man. I really don't give a shit. Whatever. All right. So, Chips Ahoy. Only one cookie you can eat forever. Oreos or Chips Ahoy?
Chips
Yep.
Ahoy.
Oreos.
Okay, we can be friends. Oreos is the right answer on that. There is a right and a wrong.
Oreos. And milk. You can't do it without milk.
Oh, it's the best nighttime thing. So I love it.
All right. In a restaurant, white bread or wheat bread? What are you ordering?
Wheat bread.
White.
Yeah, you're not taking a healthy route. Jen, are you doing your wheat bread on this?
I'll eat any kind of bread. I am a bread addict. My name is Jennifer. I'm addicted to bread. I don't care what kind it is. I'll eat any bread. I love it.
There you go. All right. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris get into a fight. This is an old school question here. They get into a fight in their prime. Who do you have winning?
It's tough because Bruce Lee is a total
Mystical,
badass,
Yeah.
but gravity obeys the law of Chuck Norris. So kind of a tie-up.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris wins this one. We're going to give it to Chuckster.
If you can't beat him, you shoot him with a bazooka.
Yeah. And last one here, we're going to round this one off. You can only drink one. Is it Jameson or Jack Daniels?
Jameson.
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, yeah. I like them both. It's hard to choose. That's why it's a lightning round. It's a tough question. There you go. Jack Daniels wins this one today, and that'll do it for the lightning round of the show. So, quick lightning round for today. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the technology that goes into the lenses. There's a lot of companies out there that say they're ballistic proof whatever lenses, and you guys offer the Impact X. So is there a difference between just saying your ballistic proof or whatever it is over the Impact X?
This gets a little technical, but basically there's this thing called ANSI, the American National Standard Institute, and they build all of the rules and protocols which you have to follow in order to verify that a lens is, impact resistant or any of those terms, right? Even the term ballistic itself is, very protected, and you can only apply it to certain things. So ANSI, the one that's most critical, and you'll see it oftentimes in the shooting community, is called Z87.1 and Z87.1 Plus. Now, that is the exact protocol that has to be followed in order to fall under, high impact resistance. And what that means is that they're taking a metal ball and they're firing it at the lens at so many, such a velocity at so many meters per second. And if that lens breaks or shatters or, is heavily malformed or something like that, at the end of it, they'll fail it. All of our Impact X, basically what happened with when going back a while, when Special Operational Forces teams were ordering these things from us, that was part of the thing, was they're saying, like, hey, we need certification on this. So we looked into it, and in order to certify any kind of eyewear, you have to submit it to ANSI, and it has to be, when you get the certification back, it is that exact frame in that exact color with that exact lens. So there is no margin for difference on that. So we went ahead and took several of our most popular lines, and with the input of our shooting community, went ahead and put together the Stealth line. So our Stealth line, all of the logos are blacked out. The little temple and nose piece logo is blacked out as well, and it says right on it Z87.1 Plus. And that means that that exact model with that frame and lens has been certified by us, or by ANSI rather. The issue though is that in order to certify any of the other lenses or pairs of sunglasses that we make, we would have to submit those through in that exact color. So if I wanted to certify this Trailix right here, white frame with black temple tips and this lens, I would have to certify this. And if I wanted to change these temple tips out for green or make the frame yellow like we have, that's another certification, and every one of those is actually really expensive. So we put together a small line, about 5 frames and lenses that we felt were the best in the shooting community, and certified all of those. Now, that is to say, though, that if you took any of our Impact X lenses, and these are all the exact same lens substrate across the entire line, and submitted to ANSI, I believe they would all pass as well. So that's why, Charles, for instance, you were holding up your pair of Trailix that you shoot with. Those will, have the same impact-resistant qualities to them. It's just that certification directly on the lens is missing. So if, having that certification is necessary for the range you're at, I've talked to airsoft shooters before who have said that we have to have that, then I point them to that line. And again, it's the Rudy Project Stealth line. And those glasses include like our Ride-On, our Noise, which is half frame, the Zion, which is a full frame, and that line, they're all completely adjustable temple tips, nose pieces, photochromatic lenses, the whole bit.
Wow, so that really gets pretty technical. Which, are you using the same ones there, Charlie, as he's holding up?
Yes, I have the same pair. I use this one as well. I use it for clear days. I mean, sometimes you're shooting a stage, and let's say you're last in one stage and you're first in the next one, and you don't have time to switch lenses a little bit. So I have several lenses in my bag, so I just grab another kit and hop it back in and get back on into shooting. But I use all their products. I use their casual line. I use their shooting line. I love their stuff, honestly. I'm not saying this just because I'm sponsored by them. I contacted them because I like their products. Most of the sponsors that I have, I contacted them because I tried their products and I liked it. I wouldn't just go with a company because I'm getting stuff from them. I strongly believe in the companies that I promote.
Right on. So we're going to talk different lenses. We talked briefly about the Impact X. You have a lot of different offerings. So we got 3FX polarized polycarbonate that we talked a little bit more about in the beginning of the show, and the Freeform TEX. Is there anything you want to hit in details regarding these?
I'm glad you actually brought up Freeform Tech. And what Freeform Tech is that's actually a manufacturing process we have for our RX lenses. So if you need prescription in your glasses, what we can do is we can take that same Impact X material, and then we have bigger blanks that have, they get quite thick depending on the base curve of the lens. If it's a heavy curve or if it's a very slight curve. And then what we'll do is we'll take your RX, you send us your signed RX from your optician with your PD or pupil distance marked out on it. We'll take that, put it into Freeform Tech, we tell it the pupil distance, and then it virtually maps out across the entire backside of the lens, thousands of individual points, and tries to make an assumption of how you would actually look through that lens. And then it digitally grinds the backside surface. So the beauty in that is that not only can you get eye pro that have your prescription in it, but it's edge-to-edge coverage. It's not like, you have this one little sweet spot right there. It's the complete field of vision. And, again, we've heard like awesome accolades from the shooting community because of it. But I have a couple pairs myself. I actually wear contacts most of the time. But if you're looking for eye pro or even just regular glasses that, can incorporate RX, then Freeform Tech is a great solution for that.
There you go. So they got you all covered, even if you need prescription. Jen, you have one Q&A you want to hit?
Let's see. Let me go back. Yes, Eddie Diaz wants to know if you have any plans on frames with cameras. You know, shooters are kind of like
Ooh.
camera hose. Like, seriously, like you go to a match and they have more cameras strapped on everything than they have magazines and holsters. So they want one with it already built into the. Y'all know it's true. Don't act like y'all don't.
Hey, I'm laughing because it's true.
We are camera
I
hose.
just use my fiance as a recording person.
We are
Yeah.
camera hose.
I
Yeah.
have a tacky on that I put on top of the hat. Everybody sees me with those, but they have those kind of made in China deals where they have the camera in the middle, and then there's some. I guess there might be some on the side. So any plans for that?
Well, I'll just give you my personal prediction right here. Do you all keep up with like what's happening in like the world of HoloLenses or holographic technology or any of that?
A little bit.
I'll be lying to you if I said it. Okay.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Well, I have a brother that is a nerd, so it's kind of hard for me not to follow that stuff.
There you go.
Well, I can just say I am kind of a nerd, and it is fascinating stuff. So, what's happening here is that there's this, as technology is getting, smaller, more lightweight, batteries are increasing their capacity. There's starting to be some amazing things out there. Microsoft, for instance, is developing this like HoloLens VR system where it looks a little bulky, but it's augmented reality display, in real time where you're wearing this headpiece. And my personal prediction is like, give it a decade, we're not going to have computer monitors anymore. You're going to put on a pair of shades, and that'll be all your computer monitors around you because they will float in 3 dimensions around you, and it'll be like an OLED screen. And an OLED screen, organic light emitting diodes, are literally, they can go from a transparent state to an opaque state just with a charge, and you can create like virtually floating screens in front of you. And
It'll be like Iron Man.
Exactly. How cool does that sound? I mean, that's like.
Wait, I
I'm
want the
dreaming of
suit
it.
too. I want the suit to wear too.
Well, give it a decade, maybe they'll come out with that.
JT Enterprises did come out with a rifle, Iron Man based, and the magazine lights up just like the center of his chest. It's kind of wicked.
Yeah. So, in regards to camera technology being incorporated into these things, there's nothing we're not looking at. Again, I'm constantly in contact with our lead designer, David Michaud, who's an awesome dude, by the way. And he has been looking at, all sorts of different weird tech that, I mean, it's rapidly coming. Things are rapidly evolving between LCD screens and OLED, and, in the next few years, I'm sure we'll see a lot of different things come out from the company. I can't say for sure camera incorporated, but, that's not to say that we won't necessarily.
Well, we don't have computer screens. Shooters are just camera hose. So y'all need to work on little small face glasses and cameras.
So
for
you
the
have
camera
2
hose.
assignments, Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
Dude,
you
when I go back, and we're gonna make it rain, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Like I said, just call them the Jennifer style.
There you go. Yeah, Jennifer's bringing the R&D. Remember, this is the shooter feedback. This is the athlete feedback right here that Rudy's looking for.
Oh, I'm gonna send David the link to this right after we're done and be like, all right, here you go, watch.
Yeah,
and
Go
learn.
to work.
I mean, I seriously do. Like, I'm going to be real now. Like, when Anthony said we were having the Rudy project on, I was like, oh, I guess this is a bad time for me to post my Rudies for sale then, huh? Because I really did order some, and I really do like the glasses. I just don't like how big they are. And I was like, well, I can't wear these. They don't work for me. I can't wear them. So, like, I literally do like them.
You got to exchange them out for the smaller size. Check what size you have. Swap them
Well,
out.
I didn't know that I could, so I'm going to have to get your email after this so that I can exchange.
Oh, I'd recommend even just calling our customer service. Again, that is like such a central part of our business, is to be extremely nice and constantly work with athletes. So, I can say for sure that is a failure on our part to effectively communicate that we have 90-day completely swap out, the awesomeness of our warranties, and we're trying to communicate those things more. But if you ever have a problem with us, give us a call. Our 800 number is 800-866-59. Oh shoot, I lost it. But I'll look it up in a minute.
That's
I was
okay.
gonna
I
say,
can't
dude.
remember what goes after the dot of all the websites I'm supposed to know. So.
I'm like, you have a really good memory. All the little all the little technology into it, man. You got the website,
Man,
you got everything. I'm like, Man, when I thought you had it all, man, you dropped the ball on the
There's
number.
got to be something, right? Okay, it's 877-852-8457.
There you go.
And our customer service, again, they are so supreme. You can find the information from them. You can find their email. It's all on our consumer website, again, e-rudy.com.
And if I can wade in, I have people contact me and say, hey, I have this problem with my glasses. Can I contact customer service? And I send them, can you help me out? And I send them to customer service, and they come back to me and say, oh my God, those are the nicest people that I've ever dealt with. They're very customer service oriented. Even when I call as a sponsor shooter, I mean, they treat me, the nicest way possible. They do the same with their clients. They will take care of you.
Yeah, there you go. Done and done on the customer service.
I'm going to be calling tomorrow. See, I didn't know
Call
that.
them.
Call them. Do it now. No. All right, so we're going to move on here quickly. Sponsorship advice for shooters. Maybe they're up and coming. Maybe they're pro shooters on a high level.
When people ask me about sponsorship, I always tell them the same thing. When you approach a company looking for sponsorship, it's not about you. It's not about what you need. It's about what you can bring to the table and what you can do for that company. Don't write the company a letter saying, I need this and I need that. Tell them what you can do for them. I'm so-and-so. I have this market that I can bring into your company. Don't make it about you. Make it about them. They don't need to give you free stuff. They don't need to sponsor you. You need from them. But what can you bring to that company?
And it's never free stuff. Like, I know that it always gets thrown in, right? It always gets thrown there. Well, all the sponsor shooters get all the free stuff, which is kind of
no, we don't. They don't know the sacrifice we do. I mean, I have a job. Everybody else does. They don't know that. Sometimes I have a shoot in the morning that I gotta go to work, and I have 3-4 hours in between, and I hop, change clothes, go to the range, shoot for 2 hours, then go back to work again. Or when you're at the range, 3, 4, 5 times a week because you have a big match coming up, or the endless hours that you spend at home making ammo or doing dry fire or practicing this, practicing that. It takes a lot.
Even directly working, like I always tell people, it's not free. It's like a job, and that's my
job.
Because
it's a job.
Like they want a video. I don't mind doing a video. That's fine, but that's my contribution back for it. It's not that I'm getting stuff for free. I am helping them do things, and I've always told them, if there's anything you need me to do, I'll do it. Videos or whatever, and endless posts on Facebook and all that. It takes time to do all of that stuff, and I don't mind doing it, but it's not just free stuff.
One of the proudest moments that I've had in my shooting career, and it might seem like something small, but I received an email from Rudy Project marketing team thanking me for all the orders that I placed with the company. They keep track of the things that I sell because of the code they give me for discounts. And they actually sent me an email saying, hey, we really appreciate all the business you bring in. For me, that was something big because some companies don't care. Some do more than others. This one, actually, they keep track of you, and they want to know how well you're doing for them. People don't see everything that goes behind closed doors and behind, the range. They just see you, that you show up and you perform at a match. They don't see, the many hours that we spend. Like Nikki said, I mean, it's a job. It might be a part-time job, but you still put a lot of hours into it.
What's your discount code? What's your discount? And then we'll go to you, Devin, real quick. You have a discount code, Charlie, that you want to throw out there?
For what?
You said you have a Rudy Project.
No. I was saying that they keep track of the discount codes they give you. I have one. I mean, if anybody wants any discounts for Rudy, I do have a code. Just send me a private message. Either go to Charlie Gautier Shooting or cgshooting@gmail.com, or just find me on Facebook. Send me a private message, and I'll be more than happy to send you a discount code.
Or hit us up and try for sponsorship as well. And what I would like to add into that, you're completely right. We don't see all of the background work that goes on between any athlete, and I understand that. That's what I love to try and see and communicate to the world. So if you can make that more visible to me or anyone else in our company or anyone else you're applying to sponsorship to, it's going to help your case a lot. So if you have a Twitter or an Instagram or a Facebook public page that you're keeping track and just kind of showing the world what you're up to, all of those things build into a story, and that story helps to tell who you really are and what your passion is. Because I don't know, and our sponsorship doesn't know if we get hit up with somebody, here's, I'm the best, here's, a few things that I did, and now we have to research and kind of like look into the background and say, well, what is this? Are they actually active in the shooting community or triathlon or cycling or whatever they're doing? And what is their story? Do they have a social media following? And part of a thing that I love is when our athletes proactively reach out to me and forward me photos from their matches. I get a stream of photos in from some cyclists and some shooters, and it's amazing because then I can take that content and in PR in Rudy Project, I can repost that. And then I can put it up on our news review, and we do these content piece articles, or I may reach out to you and say, like, dude, let's work on an article together. And this article isn't just going to be posted up on our PR blog. I'm going to put this on Endurance Sportswire and some, PR news wires and get your story out to a much larger audience. And it's just a win-win situation at that point. So if you are sponsored, reach out to your sponsors and throw them photos and keep that conversation going, because they want to know what it takes, like how much work goes into what you do, because we're passionate people and we know you are too. Let's communicate that more and keep it going.
Yeah, so that's why I'm always posting, little things like, oh, I'm at the range practicing for Alabama State match, or I'm at the range practicing for this and that. It's like people, so people see, I'm not sitting at home and just showing up and winning matches. I'm actually putting in the work, and it's a lot of work.
You mean you're supposed to practice?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some of that.
I don't know. I used to suck before I practice, so now I do.
No. Yeah.
The way to suck less is to practice. Okay.
There you go. All right. Upcoming projects, events, matches, NRA show. Devin, what do you have?
To see all of the events that we're going to, and we hit a ton throughout the year. If you go to our Facebook page, and that is Facebook.com/Rudy Project NA for North America, and then click on events, you'll be able to see the full list of where we are, what booths we have set up, and everything going on.
There you go. And I know they do a lot of sponsoring of shooting matches. I don't know how many it is, but I know it's a very good number. So a lot of product gets donated to the shooters on prize tables, etc. So there's a lot of that stuff. You guys obviously you guys are going to be at NRA show too, right?
We are not going to be at an NRA show. We were at SHOT Show earlier, but I don't believe we're hitting an NRA show this year.
There you go. Charlie, anything coming up with you?
I have a training class in Clearwater at Wyoming Antelope Club, May 28th, with the Ranger Proof Academy from Ranger Proof. I believe there's still some slots available. It's limited spaces, so just either contact me or go to rangerproof.com or Ranger Proof Academy and find out if they're still available.
There you go. So we will be at, me and Nikki, I know for sure, will be at NRA show for those who are going to be in attendance. I will be at the Dewey Rod booth every day for like an hour. I don't know the schedule in my head right now. But we'll be kind of doing the same thing, going around, recording new products, meeting people, shaking people's hands. Jen's party pooping and can't make it, but Nikki's going to be there.
Yeah, I can't make it this year.
What's that
I'll
job
I'll
thing,
be at SHOT Show.
You got the job thing. Yeah, that interferes.
Yeah, luckily I don't work on weekends, so I only had to take one day off work for this.
It sucks being a grown-up. We just want to play.
It does.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. We cleared up the NRA show. Quickly on, not only do Rudy offer, we've been talking a lot about eyewear, but they also offer, there's watches, the casual line we hit on a little bit, the helmets we hit a little bit on there. Is there any
The
more
backpacks.
detail?
They have some amazing backpacks.
Anything else we want to hit?
I have a few of them. Their backpacks are just amazing. I've beat the crap out of them, and they're still standing. They don't break. Everything they make is high quality. I love their stuff. Helmets, watches.
Yeah, we've got I think you nailed on earlier, you were talking about our casual line.
The casual line, yeah.
I can say for sure, we have so intensely focused on performance equipment for so long that the casual line was kind of like an afterthought. And then about 2 years ago, we're getting hit by people that are like, hey, look, I wear you all the time when I'm racing, but then, I don't want to look completely strange while I'm going grocery shopping, so are you guys producing some more? We ended up releasing one at that time called the Spin Hawk, and it absolutely exploded. It is by far our most popular casual sunglass we've ever had, and since then we have vastly expanded the line. We have a ton new ones. We've got more coming out this year, and that line is super cool. And I should just mention as well, these Impact X lenses that I was talking about, the polyurethane that you cannot break, we can put these in our casual line as well with your prescription. If you wear prescription glasses, we can do a lot of very funky things if you give us a call and talk with our RX manager. So we've got that. Oh, go ahead, sir.
Charlie, you got something you wanted to add in there?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to say that we use 2 brands of glasses in my house before I started working with Rudy Project, and we don't buy any of them anymore. We actually buy Rudy stuff. Polarized, they're more affordable than the Company X, and they're more comfortable and better looking. I love their stuff, especially their casual line. I wasn't into it before. I didn't even know they had one. When I found out, I fell in love with it. I still use them.
Yeah, these are a pair of our casuals right here. These are called the Spin Hawk. And these are Spin Hawk Sailing. Actually, they're totally blacked out, and then they have Polar 3FX lenses in them. This is my go-to pair that I wear constantly. I love them. The polarization is really, really, really hardcore on these, so it just takes the glare off of everything, which is pretty cool. You mentioned bags earlier. We have backpacks. We designed an entire new line last year, including backpacks, duffel bags, a transition bag for triathletes, and spared no expense. When we started designing every little piece of it, we figured, okay, we need the best YKK zippers. We need, all of the embroidery on it to go really in there and restitch everything again. So we worked with athletes, and again, that's been a huge hit for us, even though that, I'll frankly say it, our transition bag comes in at a higher cost than a lot of other competitors, but people overwhelmingly love it. So we've got a lot to offer in the brand. The helmets, too, you mentioned. We sponsor pro teams, pro cycling teams, cross-country skiers in the summer wear our helmets because they're on blades going up hills. If you're looking for a road helmet, we have a huge line. If you're looking for something aerodynamic and performance-wise, we've taken the #1 spot of the most worn helmet at the Ironman World Championships in Hawaii, Kona, for the last 5 consecutive years. So our aero helmets,
Yeah, they're wicked looking.
They're cool, man. I photographed one recently. I do product photography in my spare time, and we got one in from somebody who made a carbon fiber version for us. It was like a one-off, and I did this whole chain thing. Like, if you go look at our Instagram page, which is Rudy Project NA for North America, again, it's up on there, and people were just like freaking out about that thing. But yeah, they look pretty like cyborg futuristic. You wouldn't necessarily want to wear one on your everyday ride, but they're cool.
I love their full face ones. I mountain bike, so I have one of their full face helmets, and I love it.
There you go.
I used to use Fox before, and I tried theirs. More comfortable, lighter, just as resistant. I mean, Rudy Project's all over the place.
Yeah, they got it going on. Fishing, golf, volleyball. I didn't know. I know Nikki pointed out the volleyball stuff. So they got it going on there. Got a Q&A here from Eddie Diaz. He says, what is their widest frames?
Widest
frame. So the ones that Jen hates. She don't want to look.
The ones that would make me look like the worst bug.
I will say this one's for shooting. Honestly.
Yeah,
these are pretty wide.
The Trailix are pretty wide. We also the Air Blast, which we brought up earlier. I don't have a pair on me to show you, but if you go look up Air Blast, they have the frame itself separates, so there is a brow bar, but there's nothing connecting that to the temples on the side, and then the temples click onto the lens itself, and that thing is humongous. Like, there's no other way to put it. If you put that thing on, it covers your entire face like this. It's brilliant because then you get a lot of protection, and if you're standing on the line at brass flying at you from the side, it's not going to hit you. But if you go to the grocery store with that thing on, you might get some funny looks, but that is definitely our widest.
There you go.
You said the Ride-On 2 is the smallest.
Yeah, so we have the Ride-On, which has a normal cut lens, and then the Right-On 2 comes in slimmer on the side profile, and then it shortens up the side of the lens as well. So that allows it, if using the same frame, you open up the nose a little bit and pull the entire sunglass back, it's going to sit closer to your face. And if you have a smaller face again, then that might not be touching your cheekbones, or it might just come to it. Again, it's something you got to just kind of trial and error. So, yeah, if you want to, please hit our customer service up and swap those out.
All right, quick question that concerns me about glasses, because I do a lot of pistol shooting, so I wear Howard Light muffs. Obviously, right here on the space, when you have muffs on too long, they will kind of become a little bit painful, a little bit bothersome. So is there a line, and how do you guys prevent this in your frames?
Well, the Air Blast, which I brought up earlier, those, when we were redesigning everything, we made the temples on those very, very thin for exactly that reason, so that Ear Pro would not come into it. Interestingly, though, when I said earlier that we had soft teams buying a bunch of our stuff at once, one of their biggest feedback points was that they did not get that fatigue in their Ear Pro. And one reason that they're able to avoid that is that when they put these glasses on, they're wrapping these temples down around the back of their ears. They're not leaving it straight like that. They're pulling it down and literally cranking it right down around the back of their ear like that. And the beauty in that is then you don't have that piece of thing sticking out the back of your Ear Pro and pressing in. So, you have a little bit right at the front, but, from what I've heard, the pressure is negligible. Most people totally dig them. Our Right-Ons have some of the most thin temple frames. It's just how we initially designed it. We didn't even necessarily take the shooting community into mind with it, but we wanted something that was really comfortable for cyclists, and it happened to work really well across the entire spectrum.
Very nice, very nice. That's always been a concern when you wear muffs, is that you'll see me kind of taking them off and relieving a little bit of the tension here. So there you go. So there's another reason why you pay that tag for some good eyewear, in a sense. All right, here we're pretty much clear. I don't know, Jen, do you have anything on social media, anything that we want to hit here?
We're good. We're clear.
Pretty good here. It was a very fun show here. We're going to wind this one down to shout-outs. Charlie, we're going to start off with you. Shout-outs. What do you have?
Kim and Ian, they're my biggest fans. They're always following me. I'm sure they're watching. Shout out to you guys. Love you both.
That's all you got?
Yep.
That was short and sweet. Devin, you're up with the shout-outs, man.
I got one. I listened to a few podcasts, and this podcast that I'm totally addicted to is called Last Podcast on the Left. It's true crime / paranormal / all sorts of funky stuff done by like 3 improv comedians. It is freaking hilarious and amazing. And I was going back and forth with them, and they are now in our shades, and they gave me a big shout out in their last one, so I got to give them one. If you're interested in true crime and want to laugh your ass off on the way to work every day, go check out Last Podcast on the Left.
There you go, man. Some short and sweet ones here. We're looking pretty good on time. Check out that podcast. Jen, you're gonna make it really long.
I don't. I'm always fast. You're the one that makes yours long.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to shout out to Shooters of Augusta and Sharpshooters of Augusta, Load Up Ammunition, Savannah River Armory, Terran Tactical Innovations, Sampson Manufacturing, Carbon Arms, Vortex, Lucas Oil, and TacticalLife.net. That was all. That was not that much.
That was fast, man. There you go, Nikki.
I told you Ian was watching. He just texted me.
Well, thanks for watching, Ian. Nikki, you're up.
I am not in my normal spot, so I don't have my notes. I usually take notes everywhere. So just looking around at the stuff I have, Criterion barrels. If you are looking for a barrel for your next AR build, message me. I'd love to talk to you about barrels. Can hook you up with a discount code for a barrel. American Defense Manufacturing, Eagle Imports with the SPS 9mm. If you want one, check out Donnie Flo with Stage 0 Shooting Supply. He's got a couple coming in. Looking around my room. Safari Land, True Spec, Upstate 3-Gun, my local 3-Gun Nation club match. Speaking local, shop local at your local gun shop. Mine is the Outdoor Shop. You can check them out online at theoutdoorshop.rocks. And I'm probably forgetting somebody because I didn't write it down.
Oh, I have one more. Say hi to my new CZ. Doing his debut this Saturday. First time shooting it in a match. Glock is officially retired.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Those picky guns, man. They're nice,
Yeah,
but they're picky. They're
I
weird.
went CZ.
I
There you
shot
go.
Morgan Allen's CZ Saturday. So
I know. We
4
we
days
have
ago. I was like, this is nice.
we had long conversations
Talking.
about switching platforms, and we both decided to make the change.
His is nice.
They
I
are
don't think
nice guns.
I can see
It's,
why he shoots faster.
I'll explain this to people. It's like you've been riding a Honda for a long time, and you put a lot of money into it so it rides faster, but it's still a Honda. This is more like a Maserati. I mean, it just rides smooth and faster. Um, I mean, I love Glocks. I still carry one for personal defense. I love them to death. But when you're standing around and you're the only one with a Glock, you start asking yourself, like, why all these guys have CZs and STIs and I'm the only one with a Glock?
SPS though is still my go-to. I loved his ZZ, but SPS.
Well, I wanted to find something that I could shoot production, IPSC, and IDPA with just one gun. So that was my main decision to switch to the CC platform. It's just one gun, all sports.
There you go. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's you kind of don't need to buy all three guns for all three different divisions and games. So CZ makes sense there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mayans Tactical Shit. Shop.tacticalshit.com. Check them out next time you're shopping around for any tactical shit stuff. All right, check them out. Subscribe to the channel right below the video. You're going to see a subscribe button. Hit that every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do a new episode of The Shooter's Mindset. Plus, I upload some videos, shooting videos, gear reviews, and some really promoting the industry. We're going to do that at NRA Show. So any new product that's coming out at NRA Show, I'll try to give you guys a first look, and the video will be up on the channel. If you want to email me, theshootersmindset@gmail.com is a good way to do that. If you have a guest suggestion or anything like that, please feel free to contact me. Definitely want to thank Devin and Charlie here for spending 2 hours with us here to talk about Rudy Project.
Again, man. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure
Thank
having
you.
you guys on.
And hey, real quick too, thank you. I gotta say to all of our athletes, you guys make my job the best. I get to come in and talk with you guys, and thank you all for inviting me on and talking about this and giving me some ideas on what I should buy personally. So I'll be hitting you up more.
Shield is a good gun. Don't let them roast you too
It's
hard.
not a bad
on that,
gun,
right?
man. But it's just if you want to have fun to begin with in the sport, get something mid-size. Then you can graduate into
Longer
buying
barrel.
something for more protection, and you can get something bigger. But you're like right in between with like Glock 19 or MP, mid-size. Just if you start shooting with that little gun, you're not gonna like shooting that much. I guarantee you that.
It's a snappy. The little ones are kind of snappy, and it's just not as fun.
Yeah, we're recoil
Yeah.
sensitive.
And then next, after you get a pistol, you can get one of these awesome shotguns. Can't even fit it.
Oh, Devin, we're bad influence. If you hang out with us, you spend thousands of dollars in a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
you'll know why we can't afford $400 glasses.
No,
It's because we're gun poor.
I guarantee you. Like, you hang out with us, you're gonna go broke.
I believe it, man. It's the same deal with photography, dude. You start in on a couple of lenses, and then $2,000, $3,000 later, you're like,
Yep.
what have I done?
And then photographers and say the same thing.
Like this
I know
guy,
it's bad when you start having things shipped to friends' houses so that your family doesn't know what you really have.
Well,
gotten.
Devin doesn't know this. I
Yeah,
do photography for a living.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You do photography full time?
Yes, corporate work.
Hey, brother, we gotta hang out more.
There you go.
And then you get into stuff like this. This is our newest purchase. Start
So that's-
reloading.
Wow.
That's a
What?
550, no?
I don't know what it is, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't do it. And it's not new. We actually just bought a new wet brass cleaner. I don't know what that
Wet
is.
tumbler.
Yeah. She doesn't do all that. That's the good thing that she has heat. She does all the reload, does all the hard.
Parts manager handles
Yeah.
all this stuff here.
Well,
I
it's
don't
okay.
know.
I'm putting my kids to reload soon.
Yeah. There you go. Get all the labor out of the
You wanna
shooting.
eat?
The shooting
Go make me some bullets first.
I was
Yeah.
saying, I need to, dang it. That's
All
a
right.
good idea.
Speaking of shotguns, here picked up a new toy myself, Vepr 12 here on the commonest side of the shotgun world here. Looking forward to cutting this one loose here. Got Gotta put some money into it to get it to run the way I want. But box fed, no more of this. No more of this. Just pop it in and you're good to go. I took the lazy way out.
That's for the week. That's for the open for the week. You are weak.
Low, bro. I can't say
you want to
anything.
have
I
fun.
don't either.
You want to have fun.
Don't load, bro.
Yeah. All
He's
the cool
scared to
people
go
are
head to head with us, Nikki, with the quad loading. He's afraid he's going to get beat by a girl.
No, it won't be the first time. So. All right, so just quick round out of the shout outs on my end. Gear Nation USA, local apparel company. Check out their Facebook, Gear Nation USA on Facebook. For your AR-15 barrel needs and for what they have triggers, man, smoke and triggers. The Rise Armament competition trigger, definitely check that out. If you're any type of hot rod, you're going to want one of their triggers. Definitely check out what we have: Carbon Arms, Snag Mag, and Terran Tactical Innovations. We're going to round it out with them. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 133 of the Shooter's Mindset.
What?
And Shooter's Mindset, right?
You don't even know the name of the show.
Yeah, the episode 133 of the Shooter's Mindset. We are out of here. Join us next Wednesday. Charlie, Jen, thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Nikki,
Goodbye.
Thanks for coming out with us.
Bye.
We're out of here.